Hello, welcome to Star Wars Spelt Out. I'm your host, Josh Sherman, and today, it's the trailer that stops the nation. Is it I feel like I've recorded on this day before on a public holiday here in Melbourne, and we got like a new trailer for a new Star Wars thing. So when that happens, and you got a day off in Melbourne, you got to find your Melbourne mates, find out who's not working, who's around, who's not at the races. And who wants to put their hand up? And as always, Catherine steps in, our good buddy. How you going, mate?
I'm going well. Yes, Bobby I think he's a secret Australian, secret Melburnian to drop things on a Melbourne public holiday.
Yep. Yeah, we do have a public holiday for a horse race here. So whether that's what you're into or whether you think it shouldn't exist, at least you get the day off one way or another. So and we do have a day off the day before a football game as well. And we have, what else? It's probably the only two wacky ones, isn't it? And like celebrating a guy who rose from the dead when he got killed and when he got born. We got those ones. We got the Boxing Day, so you can go to cricket.
Yeah, yeah, we've got Labor Day. We don't have show day anymore, but yeah, Grand Final Eve replaced that.
Yeah. Now they just put the show in, during the school holidays. If people don't know what the show is, it's kind of like, I guess like a state fair, I suppose, sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what you're into.
Yeah.
I haven't been to the show in years.
It's a very weird holiday anyway because it's only for Melbourne. It's not even for surrounding regions of Victoria. It's only Melbourne Metro.
I think, I saw my parents. My parents came up because there's a COVID update. Victoria's out of lockdown now. The regions are open. We're 80% double vaxxed here. International border opens in a couple of weeks. Sydney's international border is already open. So on the celebration update, that's all looking good now. Look, it's all full steam ahead. We've got some accommodation sorted for celebrations. So that's all happening. It's the dream is coming. There's no such thing as a certain thing, Catherine. I think we touched on this when you were on a few weeks ago, but it's looking good.
Yeah, the Andor dream is still in place.
It is. Now we should talk about this. Now the reason we've convened on this, not because we're due for an episode, well, we are, but is that the Book of Boba Fett trailer dropped overnight. Now, just in the bigger picture, before we get into the details of this, does this mean that now that they've dropped this, making a little bit of elbow room, make a little bit of space for Andor to shine in a week or two on Disney Plus Day?
I can only hope. Are
we going to have you back here in about 10 days' time? We're pouring through the Andor trailer again?
It's that thing of, I don't know when they start the stream on the Andor Day. Andor Day.
You're like, the hell with Disney Plus Day. It's Andor Day forever and ever shall be.
And of course, they've got stuff other than Star Wars. I mean, like, why? Why would you bother? It's just Star Wars. So is it that thing that it starts 1:00 in the morning our time? Do we have to just watch and then wait for Andor?
I don't know. Well, it's like that DC Fandom that was on a few weeks ago. I knew a couple of our friends in Melbourne. I think Chris Fresh from the Geek Dudes got up at 4 a.m. and watched the whole thing. And I get up at sort of 7-ish because the kids wake me up. And I just sort of put my phone out and we're like, oh, here's the Batman trailer. I'll just watch that. I didn't, I don't think I really lost anything by sort of getting up earlier. But, credit to those who want to do it. But do you reckon you'd commit if it was like 4 a.m. Melbourne time, it was kicking off?
4 a.m. because I could conceivably then
sleep and get up.
Yeah, I mean, I say that, but I'm rubbish, at sleeping, and I'm also rubbish at going, no, you have to go to bed and go to sleep. I'm rubbish at that.
So you might stay up till 1 and then go to bed, and then wake up at 4 rather than go to bed at a sensible time.
Yeah.
But, well, I mean, your phone will you'll know, you'll get up and you'll see your phones run hot.
Yeah. Yeah, because even the announcement, it must have happened on my drive to school, because I got to school and my phone just had so many notifications.
Smoke was coming out the end of it.
I'm like, oh, what's going on? So, I walk in there, put my things down. For once, I didn't have class first thing in the morning. And then I started reading the notifications, and I think I screamed and I cried, and people were like, what's going on?
Who died?
And I'm sort of looking at them going, yeah, none of you understand.
This excitement is wasted on you people.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it does sort of clear the decks a little bit, that it does sort of take one of those big sort of I'm sure I think there was some other special or some other sort of Boba Fett thing that they were doing as part of it. So maybe they've just gone, oh, we've got that anyway. We want to be able to use footage from that trailer in this special. So if we show it a week early or whatever it is, maybe we'll have it in there and we'll just go or whatever. But so the trailer did drop this morning. I sort of got up. There was a little bit of chatter online yesterday that it was going to come through, but who knows? Who knows about these things? You were nice enough because we sort of spoke earlier about, like, I go, hey, if this trailer drops, does anyone want to do an episode? And you're up for it. And then you messaged me this morning going, oh, I haven't watched it yet. Should I hold off? I go, nah, just watch it. We don't need the live reaction. If it had been the Andor one and I had got that audio, I probably but again, at the same time, it would have been the Andor one, you hadn't watched it and you said, hey, do you want me to wait 6 hours before we record? I would have gone, Catherine, I can't do that to you. You've got to watch it, mate.
No, you would have said, I'll be 5 minutes. I'll set up.
Yeah.
You get in position.
Yeah. Just run to the study.
Yeah.
Get the camera on, get the tissues, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And that's the other thing. It's just like, oh. But the problem is, if you get up for the live stream, you don't know when it's happening. So if you want to record your reaction, you have to sit there the whole time, just like going, oh, I'm just sitting here watching Bob Iger talking about, I don't know, Jungle Cruise or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, that's the problem with the Disney Plus Day. Now, it's going to be on the Disney Plus. Do you think we'll also get just snippets on YouTube and things later?
Oh, yeah. All the trailers and everything they'll drop on YouTube as well, because some people don't have Disney Plus and they want people to get Disney Plus. So they're going to be like, hey, well, if you want a sneak peek of all this stuff, like they'll drop it. The live feed is on Disney Plus, is it? Like, do you watch it like a show, like a live stream?
I've heard that somewhere, and it would make sense that they use their platform, but I don't know.
I never really thought of that, yeah. Have they done anything live before?
No.
Has Netflix ever even done anything live?
No, I don't think so.
Like the only thing I can think of that even does that is like sports stuff, like your KOs here and or Optus Sport or stuff here where you're watching a live sporting event, which is still always on delay. Like I've had times where I've watched cricket on there and then I'm in like a Twitter group or a chat group and someone's like, oh, what a catch. I'm like, well, I'm 20 seconds behind you. So now I'm just waiting for this spectacular catch.
Yeah, I did do a group watch of the Olympic opening ceremony for whatever reason. And we're all watching it. Some of us on like Channel 7, some of us on the 7 app, some of us on 7 on Foxtel, and everything was happening at different times. It was, so...
We had to do it for the footy finals as well. That we had to, because my cat, she's mad Melbourne, we had to watch on 7 and endure the ads just so we were in sync with the other people who we were watching with and everything. There was no sort of spoilers or any kind of delay and stuff. But, okay, so Book of Boba Fett trailer. First, we'll do the breakdown. We'll go through it all, and just as a heads up, we're not Star Wars Explained. You're not talking to Molly and Alex here. There's going to be plenty of times we're going to go, oh, that's that dude from something, or that looks like a thing. Like, we're not going to drop all the names. If you want all that stuff, go seek out those guys. But if you want some sweet, irreverent commentary, you know the deal. You know where you are. So, what did you reckon just off the bat?
It looked awesome. Tim Morrison looked amazing, and I want him to kick ass. But yeah, just the real, Godfather vibes was awesome. But my prediction is that all of the clips are from the first episode.
Yep. I think that's a pretty safe bet. I think The Mandalorian season 2 was almost all, at least the first 2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. I wouldn't mind going back and having a look at that and seeing, because I did show them boat and stuff as well. So that was the third or fourth episode actually.
Yeah.
But nothing too juicy. Yeah, no, I thought it was cool. I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I kind of thought, maybe there'll be some flashbacks, maybe there'd be some footage, some Return of the Jedi footage sort of spliced in there or something like that. But it did sort of go, all right, well, you know who this guy is. You saw him in The Mandalorian. You sort of saw where he left off. Let's just assume all this sort of thing. And yeah, it was cool. It didn't give away too much.
Excellent.
Which is always good. So what I might do is I might bring the old trailer up. Now, obviously, you can't see my screen, Catherine, but I'm sure you can probably bring it up on your side as well anyway. And we'll have a little skip through. I haven't figured out how to share screens on Zencaster, sorry. So we'll just have to make do. I'll keep the sound down, though, so I don't have to get struck down. I've spent half my life getting stuff struck off by Lucasfilm, mostly T-shirt related.
Yeah.
3.5 million views already, too.
How many of them are whores?
3 million views, 0.5 million views from Hawes' house. Has just been watching it on a, not Whore House, but Hawes' house, watching it on a continual loop. Shout out Hawes. He did write a nice little tweet, just sort of like a little statement of just like, that was cool. Or something like, that's all I need. As long as Hawes is happy, I'm happy. All right. So we're going to kick this bad boy off. We're just at the very start. We're down the old Tatooine desert, and then we get one of those weird spider things from Return of the Jedi.
The Beaumont monks.
Yeah. Which I've got some sort of like horrific sort of backstory where they were like people and their brains are in those jars or something. Is that correct? Does that ring a bell?
Yeah. I think it's meant to be the brains in the jar, and Jabba's palace was their like monastery thing, so they're still living in there, creeping around the hallways.
Which is weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
That like Jabba kind of like moved in, and then he said, "Oh, you can kind of hang around if you've got nowhere else to go, but I run the place." And if they're monks, they're kind of religious people, and they're probably just sitting there like tutting all the really bad stuff that goes on in Jabba's palace, just like, Jabba, so much debauchery. So we do see that, which is and then we get this nice little shot of calling back into Jabba's palace. It's kind of nice seeing the palace that's just not like a stationary matte painting now.
Yeah.
And then we get Boba Fett just sort of saying that he's not a bounty hunter. So he's going for the rebrand, really. And then we got this little shot here of a droid handing Boba Fett his helmet. He's almost got like a little head, almost like a pit droid, but I don't think it is a pit droid.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be, but it's very close to the pit droid.
And we've got the close up of the old Boba Fett helmet. It's got a few dings since it's had its paint job. So he's obviously been out, seen a little bit of action.
Yeah, well, did he get shot while taking over? When Bib was there, did he get shot by a few guards?
Yeah, like I'm just trying to think whether he got shot. Oh no, I'm just trying to think of when did he paint it? He didn't paint it it was the episode where they went and tried to infiltrate the Imperial base, didn't they? So he was sort of just flying around. He didn't really get any boots on the ground in that episode, did he?
No.
Yeah, he didn't fight anybody after that. Now that I think about it, he's kind of as far as someone who was like, "I've got a debt for you," who's like, "Well, I've got a debt for you, but I'll fly the ship," and that's about it, really.
Maybe he's like, "Oh, it's actually too shiny. It's looking like I've never been in any kind of battle or skirmish, so I better scuff them up a bit.
So it's like when you get
Scuff
new
up.
runners and stuff, like you got to scuff them up a little bit.
I have distinct memories way back when of having new boots and then kicking a tree to scuff them up.
Ah, there you go. It used to be like when I was, you show up at school with new shoes and everyone would stand on your shoes. It was a christening. They give it and they'd stand on your shoes to scuff your shoes up. You're like, my, can't remember the brand now. Aero ones, they had the little wings, like the cheapo sportswear brand one, whatever it was. Yeah. So he's got a few little dings, and it kind of cuts to this sort of shot of him getting ready to put his helmet on. And it looks like he's kind of in like a bedroom or something. He's got some sort of there's some nice little curtains in the background, and there's this weird sort of open chamber thing in the background as well.
Could it be like some kind of med chamber, like scanning devices to help him heal? Because all the talk has been, is he as scarred up as he was before?
Yep.
Is there a
went through the Sarlacc.
Yep.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just like a meditation chamber. He just, maybe it's just noisy. It just closes the door. Could be like like he put a lock on it so nobody can slit his throat in his sleep or something.
Oh, God.
Paranoid. So it's nice. It's a nice little bedroom. So it's funny if this is in Jabba's palace, that maybe this used to be Jabba's bedroom. And like, what would have hosed the place down? Even if it had been Bib Fortuna after you as well.
Ugh, Bib Fortuna creeps me out.
Pretty gross dudes, both of them, really.
Yeah, but Jabba the Hutt just slept in the main floor of the palace. We saw that.
I think that might be after a big party night, that maybe he just sleeps there. I reckon he probably still has a bedroom that he goes to every now and then, but still, you'd want to hose the place out. I want to see the shot of Bib Fortuna surviving the Sarlacc attack, moving in and then just taking the high pressure hose to the walls, just I got to get all this hut grime off the floor and.
Oh yeah, getting in the cleaners.
Getting in the deep cleaners, getting the bleach out, the White King or something like that.
Yeah. Cleaners, a Star Wars story.
Yeah. Oh, actually, this reminds me, before we go any further, our good buddy Turbo, Matthew Thurbin, who's been on the show a few times before, was going to come and appear on the episode with us, but he couldn't do it, unfortunately. But he did ask, he sent a question, which is weird because we're not a question and answer show, but come on, it's Turbo. And he said, I'd like you to discuss whether there is a Jabba-sized Polynesian Bacta spa in the palace. And if so, why is Jabba's skin so disgusting? Well, that one, if that is a Bacta spa in the background in that shot there, that's not Jabba size, is it?
No, it's like a Jabba tail size, but no. But the thing is, we don't know if Jabba's skin is disgusting for a hut. It might be beautiful skin for a hut.
Mm.
Yucky to us, but nice to everyone in comparison.
It's kind of hard to tell, isn't it? Because he obviously likes to party, and he gets loose, and he gets stains around his mouth and all that kind of stuff. But you kind of wonder day to day, does he actually, like in episode 1, he kind of turns up, public event, looks pretty, he's kind of bored, but he's presentable for a hut, so he probably does clean himself up every now and then to, if you're looking too disheveled in public, people think that you're off your game.
Yeah. But yeah, like Polynesian tubs, they come in all sorts of sizes. As someone who's been to Rotorua, there are all sorts of sizes of hot tubs to soak yourself in.
So what's the difference between that and just like a normal hot tub?
Definitely the smell, because Rotorua has a very distinctive smell because of all the sulphur that comes out.
Ah.
So it hits you when you just enter the town. It's like, oh my God, this whole town smells, and you never get away from it.
Right, Jabba might like that. Might just mask the smell. I think Boba Fett would have a pretty nice musk to him.
Yeah,
he does. Although he is wearing like knee length black outfit in 45-degree I think Tatooine on average, if we're talking Celsius, the real temperature here, it's probably in the 40s to mid 40s every day, really.
Yeah, yeah. He'd be putting out. He'd be using a lot of the Rexona spray on.
Yeah, some Brute for Men or something like
Yep.
that. Yeah. So yeah, I reckon, Turbo, to answer your question, there probably is one, but I think the Jabba size one is probably out of view. They might have reconstituted the pool or something like that. That the monks had. He just turned it into his own personal little spa. So we've got Boba Fett putting the old helmet on, and then we got the old Lucasfilm logo with the Boba Fett green on it.
Yeah,
looking pretty cool. And then we've got this shot of a city, which we get a wide shot of later. Sort of looks like it's in a crater or a hole.
yeah. It's almost like a reverse Jeddah.
Yeah, which kind of makes sense if you're in a really hot climate, that you'd probably have a city that's a bit lowered, trying to, a little bit of, maybe not shade so much, but
yeah,
maybe it's slightly cooler, that little bit closer to the ground.
Yeah, like your Cooper Pedies.
Yeah. It's the Cooper Pedy of Tatooine.
But it's a big city.
Yeah, well, we'll get to the wide shot in a sec, and we'll talk in more about it. It's kind of funny when I see a shot like this, I just keep thinking of the volume. Like, I just assume that it's just the volume. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that, like, because it's sort of a wide shot. You've got Fennec and Boba Fett walking towards a building in the distance here, and a few extras sort of milling around going, oh, yeah, that's probably the volume. They probably didn't really need to have to build that. And then we sort of see them, there's a sort of shot from the side of them sort of strutting down the street, looking pretty cool. A couple of vendors and just general people going, oh, we know who these guys are. So Bob is sort of out there. He's not sort of sitting in his ivory tower, is he?
No. And Fennec Shan is just looking like a boss. She's
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Do you reckon she might F him over?
I don't know. So we really don't know her reasons for teaming up with him.
Well, he saved her life, though. So I'm assuming that's the debt. So, but I don't think she's particularly trustworthy.
She gives him a few side glances.
You reckon she's a bit sweet on him?
I don't know about that, but
it is age-appropriate relationship.
Yeah.
Which is always nice, that he hasn't got some sort of, young, if that happened, it would be sort of, seems about right. I mean, you could, be doing pretty well for yourself if you land Big Narwen, but it is Tamara, Tam, so it's everyone's a kind of a winner in this situation. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I kind of feel like she's not just going to she's not just going to be there the whole time, just kind of like going, listen to Boba Fett. I feel like there's other things at play here.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I don't know why she's teamed up with him for the length of time that she has. It almost feels like, okay, I helped you take over the organisation. That's my debt paid.
Yep. But I get the same time, if you're second banana at the top, it's better than being a nobody everywhere else, though. So it kind of makes you wonder. I mean, this is the sort of the slight, because like Boba Fett and Fennec Shan were sort of bounty hunters, soldiers of fortune. It sort of running the underworld, was that ever really an end goal, or was it now that an opportunity's presented itself, it's sort of like, now I want to do that. Like, it kind of, I always just never thought that was something that Boba Fett would be that interested in. Like, he was always just sort of like, just a man working for himself, all about the job.
And I can't remember exactly. Fennec Shan had some kind of backstory in The Mandalorian, and now she's sort of hunted by all sides almost. So it might be her going, yeah, stuff is all. I'm ruling the roost. You can't
touch me.
You can't touch me.
Yeah, but maybe she's burnt too many bridges. So the little voiceover is just sort of like, I know that you sit on a throne of your former employer, and we've got a shot here of a where is it? And is it Ithorian, the Hammerhead? Is that correct?
So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He's got a nice throne as well.
He's got a nice little throne sort of office here, and looks like he's got a Twi'lek hanging off him. All these crime bosses just love having Twi'leks hanging around. And it looks like he might have something. I'm just trying to zoom in. Like if that's him talking, he might have like a translator thing around his neck. I think they had those in the cartoons where.
Yeah, it was like a wiry thing that was in their mouths.
Mm.
Yeah.
So everybody could understand them. And then we get to this wide shot of the city, and this is definitely not Mos Eisley, and I'd say it's definitely not Mos Espa either.
It's looking huge.
Yeah, it looks huge. So I don't know my Tatooine geography very well. I mean, there's no guarantees we actually are on Tatooine, but it's sort of, I mean, they've got a lot of small towns and things, but they must have a capital or something somewhere. And this certainly seems to fit the bill.
Yeah, so, I don't think it's anywhere that we've heard of in the past because, it's looking far too big. And with that huge tower right in the middle, it's looking at very interesting.
Well, you kind of forget, like, like Star Wars, we always deal with planets. It's kind of like, all right, well, Mos Eisley could have been like in Melbourne where we are, and the capital could be, in Africa or something, which it's like the other side of the planet. So I know when you've got spaceships and things, it's easier to get around and things, but at the same time, it's like a planet's a planet. Like, there's going to be plenty of room to put stuff in.
Yeah. Yeah, you can start to see the benefits of building in a crater because about half the city is in like a bit of a shadow at the moment. So that must help keep the temperature down, and there's sort of canyons going off the side. So maybe there's like a bit of almost a breeze coming through.
Yep. And then probably all the poor people are stuck at the top
in
the surrounding suburbs. They've got, it's like, oh man, one day we'll be able to make it and move downtown, down to the lower levels.
Oh, those inner city prices though.
I know. So that's the primo spot, sort of like you said, the left where you get the shade in the afternoons and things. But cool shot though, and nice to see. Like it's opening up a little bit, going, oh, we can have our cake. We can have a sort of metropolis, but we don't have to leave Tatooine as well. We don't have to go to some sort of shitberg town in the middle of nowhere again, where we've done it before. We sort of don't have to go back to Mos Eisley necessarily.
Okay, random thought. Do you think Kenobi could visit this city?
Oh yeah, maybe, absolutely. I think everything's on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be good to find out where it is if it is on Tatooine. I mean, I know Obi-Wan doesn't really want to be found, but it seems like, I mean, as far as the limited things I think I know about that show, is that something gets him out of hiding. So
yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next shots here. And then we've got a shot of the old throne that he had, saying Boba Fett saying that Jabba ruled with fear. And then a little cut. And then there's a dude sort of squaring up to fire. I don't know who he is. I don't recognize. It's just a human. I don't recognize the outfit or anything. He might just be someone's guard, but it looks like he's either in the palace or he's either in Jabba's palace or he's in almost looks like the place where the Hammerhead was before. So
is the color? I just had the thought, the color of the outfit, that purple, almost like what the Naboo guards wear.
Like the maroon, isn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be cool because it's kind of blue and maroon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Imagine if he was just like a ex-Naboo officer or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Get some prequel designs in there, people. And you got Boba Fett sort of getting ready to fire back. He's got a couple of Gamorrean guards behind him too. So they've been getting a fair bit of play, the old Gamorrean guards lately. And then there's another dude. Actually, they cut to another guy who's in a slightly closer shot, so we get a closer look. So yeah, it's a similar color scheme to the Naboo thing, but it's definitely not the flight suit though. But the colors aren't a million miles away. It's got the gold trim on it as well.
Yeah.
So a bunch of humans getting ready to fire on Boba, and then Fennec on the next shot got a nice little long gun with a Gamorrean in the background.
Yeah, don't mess with Fennec.
No, do not mess with Fennec. And then a nice close-up of Boba. And then he's just out on the street taking the old helmet off. So it's kind of funny that he's, all through those original movies, he didn't take the helmet off. And then we watched all that stuff, Mandalorian, who refused to take his helmet off. And I think a little bit of this is probably, hey, to the, casual Star Wars Disney Plus watcher going, oh, this is a different guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm seeing the new Disney Plus going, oh, Mandalorian, going like, oh, no, it's different. He's taking his helmet off. It's not him. Let's just establish this is a different dude. Let's not assume that everybody knows everything that we know.
Yeah, it's definitely establishing it's Boba and it's Tem under there.
Yep.
A lot of the time. It's not Cobb Vanth.
It's not the Mandalorian. It's not one of the other Din Djarin. It's not a bunch of these other dudes with the same helmets and outfits that we've been throwing at you.
Yeah. And you see the rocket launcher.
Looks like he's painted that as well.
Yeah.
I like to think he's probably got like this little set of paints in his spaceship. Like he's got the spray cans and things that. And so he takes the old helmet off. And then, Fennec kind of rolls up next to him. It's a nice little sort of lingering shot on that, exclusively on Disney Plus. And then we get a nice shot of the palace, of Jabba's palace again, from a different angle, which is very cool. And it's sort of got actually that might be a little. Actually, I've just realised if you click on that shot of the palace, sort of at the front, there's like a bit of smooth sand that's running down, and it looks like in the very, very bottom, there's a little person that's walking up the thing.
Ooh.
Who's like right in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, someone's approaching.
So I don't know if that's the. I don't know if that's the way that 3PO and R2 came up that way. I think that was a bit more like a track, but I know in the Battlefront game you can play a level at Jabba's palace. You can kind of run around and you get a feel for the place and you can go through the bit where all the sail barges are parked and stuff, and they all kind of come out the front. So that could be the exit where the sail barges come out. But
it's a defensible spot.
It'd be good to get an idea of the scale of it, really, because you only ever see that sort of wide shot in Jedi, and then R2 and 3PO turn up at that big door, which then gets even bigger. The Blu-ray or whatever, and then they've made the door like 10 times bigger with this sort of clunky zoom bit where it's like, oh no, it goes on forever. So that's interesting. So somebody is approaching the palace. Fennec Shan saying, "You're all captains," and then we sort of get the shot of this is sort of like the Godfather shot, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is like the Italian mafia kind of thing that.
I'm making you an offer you can't refuse.
Yeah, it's sort of like he's not Boba Fett, he's like Roberto Fettuccine, Hey, don't call me Roberto Fettuccine. My full name is Roberto Fettuccine. I don't like Boba Fett. Bad Italian accent.
Boys.
All right, there's the episode title right there, Roberto Fettuccine.
There, Disney, try to strike that one.
Try to strike that one down. There's a T-shirt. Yeah, Roberto Fettuccine. The Adventures of the Book of Roberto Fettuccine. The Book of Roberto Fettuccine. If only I actually was Italian, I could probably make those jokes. The Book of Roberto Fettuccine. Okay, we've driven that into the ground. So we've got a Trandoshan, the Bosks there, on the left. Somebody going. I thought I saw someone going, "Is that Bosk?" I'm like, who can tell? That's what they said last time in the Mandalorian when these blokes turned up. They seem like they're kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
And then Bob is sort of sitting at the top of the table. He's got flanked by a few Gamorreans there, keeping an eye on things. And then on the other side there, those, I don't know what the name of that creature is. They've got kind of like spider faces. Do you know what those guys are called?
No.
They're beating stuff.
Yeah. It's a Walrus Man that their nickname? No.
Is it a Walrus Man or is it a... Oh,
I'm really bad.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at the...
Come on, Molly and Alex, where are you on this one? They'll have it. I haven't watched any of these breakdowns yet either. I purposely, because I'm just like, well, I don't need to be informed but then get it wrong anyway. I might as well just get it wrong and then get informed later on, listening to real experts. So Boba Fett's talking about, let's make a proposal. Roberto Fettuccine is making an offer that he can't refuse, a mutually beneficial one. And then we get a shot of Boba and Fennec. Well, they look like they're on the balcony of that room that was there before, so the bedroom or wherever it is.
Yeah, the top of the palace.
Best view in the house, the sort of the presidential suite.
Yeah. Definitely the penthouse.
I would like a love story in this. Like, I'm not to say that you have to ship every character that gets together, but that'd be a nice little twist that if it became a love story. That would be something that no one's expecting.
Yeah. In the book, it's a romance book.
Yeah. It's a romance novel.
Written by Jane Austen.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say it was like an Italian one, Roberto Fettuccini's The Erotic Adventures of Roberto Fettuccine.
It's a co-creation.
You're the resident Jane Austen expert here, so I'll defer to you on that. I would be all for that. That would be great. Some people would lose their minds if it became a love story.
Yeah. Oh, the internet would burn that day. If
you sacrificed something for the love of Fennec Shand, I mean, that would be nice. But could you imagine the outrage?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'll make it happen now. Now I just want it to happen.
You just want to watch the world burn.
I know. So lovely shot there of the sunset. And then we got some Tusken Raiders here coming out of the storm.
Now, do you reckon that Boba Fett's sort of allies with them because he's still using the gaffy stick? I think we see later.
Yeah,
I think he was living with them for a long time.
Yeah, I think once he sort of crawled himself out of that hole, they probably came and looked after him, and he rode with them for a bit, which is just kind of weird. I'm just not sure. I wonder if not that I have to explain everything because whatever, but the fact that Boba Fett sort of didn't know that the armor was there until the Mandalorian kind of took it from Cobb Vanth. It seemed like if word got off world that there was a guy in Mandalorian armor on Tatooine and Boba Fett was there, you think he would have just rolled up and taken it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that people go, plot hole, that aren't plot holes. That's a legit plot. What's the word? Just plot problem. It's like, how come?
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, I don't know whether it was just that it was there and he knew where it was. So he was just like, I know it's there. When I feel like I'm ready to get it, I'll just go get it. Whereas if a Mandalorian turns up, he goes, well, I know he's going to take it. So I've got to get it now. Before it was like, well, it was there. I'll get it when it's ready. I know it's not going anywhere. These people aren't leaving this dirt hole town. But as soon as the Mandalorian turns up and puts on his speeder and drives up, he's like, oh, great. Now I've got to chase him down and get it because I didn't think that idiot would actually give it over. But that handsome idiot, Cobb Vanth, would give it over.
Oh, you dumb idiot, Cobb Vanth.
You beautiful idiot, Cobb Vanth. You silver fox. Yep, so Boba Fett sort of saying, why speak of conflict? And there's a few little quick shots of, I think there's Fennec Shand throwing a knife or something there. And then Boba and Fennec rolling into a doorway, pushing some blinds aside. So, they're definitely rolling shoulder to shoulder here.
Yeah.
And he goes, when cooperation can make us all rich. So he's sort of, trying to get have you seen The Wire?
No, it's on that list of shows I should watch.
There's like a series of The Wire where I think it might be the second or third series where all the sort of the local drug dealers, there's the one guy, this guy called Stringer Bell, who's sort of, he's kind of the ambitious one, and he actually goes to business school and starts applying proper business practices to the drug trade. And he gets all the bosses together in the local area and says, hey, there's no point in us killing each other. If we actually work together, we can just move the product better and blah, 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 blah. So, Boba's got a little bit of a Stringer Bell thing going on. I won't say what happens to Stringer Bell. Spoilers if you ever go around to watching it. But that's Idris Elba's character. That's where Idris Elba made his name.
It's The Wire. I know it can't end well.
And then we get a shot of a couple of Twi'leks
Yeah.
Well, there's actually there's a yellow one, and like a flesh coloured Twi'lek.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a flesh coloured Twi'lek. Like a pinky flesh coloured Twi'lek.
Beautiful tuna.
Oh yeah, duh. Well, he's more white, but yeah, you're right.
I mean, he's pasty.
But I'm considering some of them are like purple and green and yellow.
Yeah.
Again, Twi'leks is sort of like the Irish, beautiful women, terrible looking blokes.
And she's the one on the right is Jennifer Beal, I think. So the lady from Flashdance.
Oh, is that who she is?
Yeah.
Right.
It took me a bit. I didn't look it up. This is the brain I have.
Right.
Can't remember names of the kids I teach. Remember the name of the person from Flashdance.
I saw something on Twitter of her saying, "Hey, I've announced that I'm pretty sure it must have been her saying, hey, I'm in the Book of Boba Fett, Star Wars. I'm excited. Go Star Wars." Yeah. Oh, right. That's cool.
Yeah.
It's sort of bringing back these 80s people, isn't it? It's sort of like Michael Biehn from, Carl Weathers, Nick Nolte, all these sort of 80s stalwarts, bringing them into Star Wars.
It's great.
Okay, that's a nice good shot there of the Twi'leks. And then we just get some more. Then we get a shot of Slave One or Boba Fett Starship, whatever you want to call it, zipping past. Still got the same ride.
Okay, what are the odds of we get another seismic charge?
Yeah, I think we'll get a couple of those.
Oh, this was so awesome.
He's definitely a boots on the ground guy, isn't he? Like I said, it's one thing to sort of knock off Bib Fortuna and just sit on the throne and be like, all right, I'm the king now. But you've got to get out there and, work the floor a bit, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't mind getting his hands dirty to keep showing that he has the power, because otherwise, people might want to come and think he's gone soft.
Yeah, that's right. It's just a dad bod. He hasn't gone soft. And then we click back here we're at the Godfather table again, and the aliens are sort of just they're obviously stepping to him. What prevents us all from killing you? And there's a couple of close-ups of Fennec and Boba looking at each other, and there's an interesting shot here of Boba's helmet sort of rolling on the ground, and then some money falling out of it. So it looks like there's sort of a scrap going on in the background, because I think just a little bit after this, we see these dudes with these sort of electric shields showing up. So, yeah, I'm not sure whether he's got his pocket money in there or what's going on.
It doesn't seem like the smartest place to keep your money, unless there's some kind of secret compartment in there. But even still, very inconvenient.
Just heavy.
Place to be. Yeah.
Rattling around. Those helmets are uncomfortable enough as it is. Who knows? It could have been like an insult. Maybe he was, he's there to collect some money, and they're like, here, and they chuck it in his helmet or something as a sign of disrespect. And then, he drops the helmet. It's like, right, I'm going to go to town.
Oh, so he was holding his helmet, and, people just passing by just put money in there? Like
a sign of respect. I don't know. Or maybe he was busking or something.
Yeah.
We've seen that like YouTube videos, or was it Instagram videos of Tamara Morrison with his guitar, knocking out some tunes. Could have been something like that. So yeah, there's the shot then. We've got a couple of dudes in the street with their sort of electro shields and their electro knives and axes surrounding Boba and Fennec. And Boba Fett doesn't have his helmet on too. So it feels like this might have happened just after that.
Yeah. The shields are very cool.
They are cool. They're a bit like the Gungan shields. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I'm trying to think, because they're coming out of like an arm thing. Describing it really well. Like an arm shield on their forearms.
Yep.
Where did the Gungans one come out of?
They were almost like a frame, weren't they? Like a sort of like an oval frame, and then it kind of filled in. I was looking over for my Black Series Jar Jar that I don't have. I've got a he doesn't have a shield though. I've got a 3 3/4 one somewhere, but he doesn't come with a shield. I think the Black Series one does come with a shield. Right. So they've surrounded Boba and Fennec, but they seem a little bit disturbed, but not overly worried. And then we get a couple of shots of Boba Fett kind of doing what he does.
Oh yeah, he's gonna just take the place apart.
He's going to go to town. He does a big sort of whop down. And then we have Fennec sort of speaking to those Godfather panel people again. Although this time, actually, no, it's not. It's a different shot because he's got his helmet on. He's on his throne. And saying, if you'd spoken such insolence to Jabba, he'd have you fed to his menagerie. Which is, well, like I guess he's where he keeps his Rancor.
Yeah. Yeah, so, the Rancor cage would have been right under their feet. And so it's implying that Jabba had more than just, the Rancor. He had other animals that he was keeping, in the menagerie.
He's got like a little zoo of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully they all got out all right when he carked it. Somebody let them out, let them roam free. I would like to see another Rancor. I'd like to see, I like the Rancor in Return of the Jedi, but I would like to see like a Rancor done with modern special effects, like a nice big CG photo real Rancor kind of running around. I guess they had that Rancor baby in the Bad Batch, didn't they?
Yeah.
God, that feels like that was a lifetime ago.
That was hard when you realise Big Fortuna's getting that baby Rancor. Does that mean that that's the Rancor we see Luke kill? Yeah.
I don't know. Depends what I don't know what the life expectancy of Rancor is. That was a good sort of 10 years before, 20 years before. Yeah, best not to dwell on it.
Generally, large creatures tend to have longer lifespans.
That's true. Maybe he got out, roam free. But there might be a whole episode. It could be another season of the Bad Batch where they got the Omega goes and lets him out. And then we basically get, so Fennec sort of, saying, hey, don't speak out of turn. But Boba kind of says, I'll speak freely, as in threatening, like, hey, yeah, let's see what you say. Let's just see what happens here.
Yeah. Speak freely.
Speak
while
freely.
You're standing on top of the Rancor cage.
Yeah. Which is funny because you feel like word would have got around by now that what that's all about. So there it is. Original series streaming December 29.
Woohoo!
Exciting times. There it is. Just under the wire for 2021, like they said it would be.
Yeah. Yeah, they were saying Christmas, so I think we were all thinking like Christmas Eve or something, but this works just as well.
Yeah, well, they've said that the Hawkeye show is going to be 2 episodes to start off with, so that means it's going to finish Christmas or whatever the day is closer to Christmas.
Yeah.
Which I guess is probably the 22nd if it's the week before, and then and then we'll get it before that, just before New Year's Eve, or
Diego Luna's birthday.
New Year's Eve.
29th of December. Diego Luna's birthday.
Isn't your birthday near there as well?
It's the same day.
Oh, well, there you go. There was a leading question there. And I was like, I've been to one of your birthdays. I'm like, I'm sure your birthday was around that time.
Yeah. See, Bobby I. He's a fan.
He's a fan. He's giving the people what they want. Looks cool. Looking cool.
Yes.
Going to have some intrigue. Going to have some action. It's good not to know too much. I'm all about that.
Yeah. I think they've been really good with, especially the streaming services of giving us nothing, but yet teasing us enough. I mean, you get with Mandalorian Season 1, they really couldn't give us anything because they wanted the big surprise of Grogu.
Yep.
But this still gives us enough.
But there's to say that there aren't going to be. Who knows what they're going to be? There could be all sorts of wacky surprises we just don't know about yet. Like like Han Solo, Hutts, Salacious Crumbs. I'm just trying to think of things like
Cad Bane.
Yeah, there could be all sorts of stuff that we just don't know about. I mean, this is certainly enough to go like, this is exciting, this is cool, this is sort of the vibe of it, and it's good. Like I don't need to know anything else. Like that's it. Don't show me anything else now. If that's the trailer, there's no teaser, so that's it. Like I don't need to keep your you scooplars out there, keep your stories to yourself. Keep them on your Reddits where I don't go.
How about some Hondo? Do you reckon Hondo's in for a chance?
Yeah.
Because he's in the Disneyland.
Oh, they've got that like kind of animatronic one that's apparently quite convincing. I haven't seen a. Yeah. Have they done his species before in the Mandalorian or anything? I'm just trying to think. Because you do what they do with makeup. I mean, the only reason he's animatronic at Disneyland is because someone doesn't want to stand there in Hondo makeup repeating the same shit over and over every day.
Disneyland's just the place for animatronics. It's amazing what they do with it. Everything's animatronics.
Cool. Well, I feel like we've broken this down pretty well. And there was a rumor going around afterwards that there was another animated series that might be announced on Disney Day. I didn't really know the details and stuff. Some people were saying it might have something to do with Darth Maul, but I don't know if that's true or not. I guess we'll find out. When is it? Is it the 12th Disney Day?
Yes.
12th of November?
Yes.
So what's that, 10 days from now?
Yeah. So depending what time it starts, so it could be like a Saturday morning or something for us. I haven't looked it up.
Oh, I'm supposed to be going to a wedding that day. Hopefully it's early because I've got to drive to a wedding at some stage in that day. So I might be doing an emergency podcast in the morning.
Yeah, so it's like dropping, because the 12th of November is a Friday. So, for us, that's kind of then, depending on what time it starts, like the 13th.
Yep.
Saturday the 13th, yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, I feel like we've covered this pretty well.
Yep.
I think we've done a pretty good job here. We've gone deep enough as we want to go. Catherine, we'll probably get you back in a week or two if that and/or trailer drops. Obviously, you've got your own podcast as well, so you want to be able to feed content for yourself first, and then if you've got time, you're always welcome to come here. But thank you as always for jumping on this. It's a lovely sunny day, so I hope you get out and have a walk in the sun now.
Yes, before the weather turns again. But it's a beautiful day. Yay, we're out of lockdown. Yay.
It's all good. I can go and tend to my garden this afternoon after this if it's not too hot. After I put this up, after I find a way to Photoshop a big Italiano mustache on Tamara Morrison or whatever ridiculous thing we end up doing. So just tell people where to find your stuff.
That Geek Pod, sporadic, I'm going to say now, rather than fortnightly podcasts at That Geek Pod on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you find podcasts. I'm at Catherine_Neen on Twitter, and you'll see me counting down to Andor, even though I don't know how many days to count.
Beautiful. Sounds good. All right. Well, same here. StarWarsSpelledOut.com, T-shirts, all that stuff if you're into it. If you like Peppa Pig, this is a Peppa Pig podcast I do with Matt. And we'll see you soon. So, yep. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you, Josh.
See you later.
Bye.